What John Wick is the best John Wick? That is the question I am posing today. So I just got done seeing John Wick 3 in theaters and I just rewatched 1 and 2 this past week, so I thought why not discuss which John Wick is the best. So, let's start with John Wick 1. I really like the first one. I love how simple it is, and I love all the action, and you don't really have to think too hard about it. It's just kick ass, and it's awesome. And Keanu Reeves knocks out of the park as John Wick in that one. In the second one, I love the world building aspect of it, but I think in action, just in certain parts, I like one more than two, but there is some awesome action scenes in the second one. There really is. But I just like the world building aspect a little bit more over the action in the second one. Now, here in the third one, spoilers are ahead if you've not seen the third one. So bounce out if you haven't seen the third one and you want to watch it in theaters. So the third one is kind of perfect. It's kind of encapsulating the first and the second, and it's all really, really well done and tied together. And the action is superb. It is so awesome. So much hand-to-hand combat, so much gunplay, great story. The movie actually leaves New York the first time that any John Wick movie has gone out of New York. That's cool to see. You have Halle Berry being a badass, and it is an overall awesome movie. It's gory, it's down and dirty. I mean, hell, John Wick chops off one of his fingers. That was crazy. He falls off a roof after Winston shoots him. Wasn't expecting that one. That one really did surprise me. I was like, oh, geez, like that happened. But if I had to definitively pick, I really did like number 3. Maybe just because I just watched it less than 2 hours ago, but I really did like it, and I thought it was a really, really well done movie. The action in all 3 of these movies is just superb. It really is. I don't know that there's another better action movie that is more based in realism than the John Wick movies, actually showing reloads, kind of real fight sequences, people get worn out, actually have real wounds, all that. It's awesome. It's really, really great. But now if I had to pick 1, 2, or 3 as my favorite, man, I don't know. I really like the first one because how simple it is. And hey, you killed my dog and you stole my car. I'm going to go kill all of you now. I love how simple that is. But in the second one, like I said, the world building kind of grows. You kind of understand what the Continental means and like how their whole organization works a little bit more. And in the third one, you really kind of start to understand how the organization works with the high table, living underneath the table, and kind of as a hitman and all that stuff. But maybe just because I just saw it. But as of right now, I think number 3 edges out 1 and 2 as my favorite. But number 1, I really, really do love. I think the bar scene in the first one with all like the rave music and everything is probably my favorite John Wick scene still to this day. It's just awesome. And also in the second one, the catacomb scene when he's in Rome, just superb. And in the third one, there's just so many different scenes that are just awesome. I love Halle Berry's scene with the dogs. I also love the book scene with the big Russian man. He's actually a basketball player. I thought that was pretty cool. There's just so many great scenes. Probably in John Wick 3, the scene that really blew me away the most was when they put in the armor-piercing shotgun shells in their shotguns and they just went to town. And wow, they showed blowing off legs, blowing off arms, blowing off heads, like helmets and just chunks and stuff. That was like, holy crap. That was so cool. And I got to say, that was probably my favorite scene in all the third one. Even though I really enjoyed the whole entire movie, I think that was the part that I was like, damn, this is so cool. But overall, I love the John Wick series. From beginning was something that I never really heard about, and I kind of just caught it on one day to really liking it, finding out there's a second one, watched that one, and then I finally started showing it to other people. They really liked it and went and saw the third one today. I really enjoyed the third one. I think John Wick is definitely one of the best modern day action stars that there is. There's really not too many new action heroes, action characters like John Wick that have really taken off in popularity in the last, 20 years. Maybe I'm incorrect. The only thing I can think of is like Fast and Furious. But even at that, it's kind of in its own different realm. It's nothing like John Wick. But when you say John Wick, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Keanu Reeves in the John Wick movies. You know he's awesome and he kills a lot of people. You know who John Wick is at this point. It's like saying, do you know who Freddy Krueger is? You know who Freddy Krueger is from Nightmare on Elm Street. If I say you know who Jason is, you know. Like all these characters, if I say you know who Batman is, you know. It's just really cool to see a newly created character have such popularity where most of the time, popular characters have been around for a while in one way or another, where John Wick hasn't. And all the stuff that the character does in those movies is really cool, like I keep saying. And it's really nice to see a action star do the things that he does, but more in a grounded sense and kind of more based in realism, other than like I saw the previews for Hobbs and Shaw, the Fast and Furious spinoff with The Rock and Jason Statham. Wow, that just looks like a crazy blockbuster fest. But those are certain type of movies, and then you have John Wick, a certain type of movie, and I definitely like the more grounded John Wick type of movie compared to the we're driving Ferraris out of skyscrapers and we have parachutes on them and we land on the street and it's all cool. Now I know John Wick, there's a couple points where you can be like, well, that's not very realistic, but it's a movie. You have to kind of suspend disbelief at least a little bit. But I do enjoy how John Wick actually is based in realism, the fights, the gunplay, all of it. It's fantastic. It's the first movie where they actually put guns into consideration, and it's great. It's awesome. I totally enjoy it, and I cannot wait for the fourth one in 2021. But to wrap this whole thing up, I think the third one is my favorite John Wick movie as of right now. Maybe just because I just saw it right now, but I gotta pick the third. But I also really, really, really like a lot of parts out of the first one and the second one. I can watch all three of them anytime. I really do enjoy all the John Wick movies. There's not a lot of things to dislike. So I would watch them at any point, at any time. Really like them all. For a full series, I mean, for me personally, I'm going to give it an 8.9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I really do enjoy all the John Wick movies that much. So I highly rate them. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts on the John Wick movies? Which one is your favorite, 1, 2, or 3? And what would you rate the series as a total? 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Let me know how much you like John Wick down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. And while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, I'd also appreciate that too. Well, I gotta get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.